Under the TOA of the Manus Technical Working Group on Manus Economic Independence or Autonomy, I was approached to explore and recommend a suitable form of government for Manus within the laws of Papua New Guinea. I then used other references like the national goals, the organic law, both of 1976 and 1995, the national vision and the national development objectives, Manus medium-term development objectives, government administration structure, systems and processes adopted, and a future government administration structure for Manus must accommodate the province's unique features and the aspiration of our people. That's being the terms of reference. What is autonomy? In my definition, and maybe others too, autonomy is the highest form of decentralization policy under the National Constitution of Papua New Guinea. It is the highest form of decentralization. The only one above that is the Bougainville situation, where amendments were made to the Constitution to allow Bougainville pursue the path of an independent state outside of Papua New Guinea. But autonomy is within the laws of Papua New Guinea and within the Constitution of Papua New Guinea. I think it's important to clarify that. What is then the definition? Autonomy means less direct control by the national government over the exercise of certain state powers and functions that are decentralized to a provincial government and or an LLG. For example, those powers currently set out under Section 42 and 44 of the Organic Law on provincial and local level government and other relevant and legislations that do exist today also. While saying that, this is also to understand the regime control of autonomy. Under an autonomy regime, the national government retains central control of the decentralization process. Why? Because Papua New Guinea has a unitary system of government, where you got one block government, that's all. Decentralization is a policy. So under an autonomy regime, the national government retains central control of the decentralized system. We need to be clear on that. Where a province wishes to assume autonomous powers, this can only occur if central control is lessened and a lower level government is allowed to exercise greater control over certain specific negotiated powers and functions it may want to administer. I think it's important to understand that. However, it is important to negotiate only those powers and functions where there is evidence of capacity for implementation. Don't negotiate for powers when you can't implement it. And I think Papa Sam alluded to that in the economic model that I'm talking into. So in public administration, I think that the message is the same. Do not negotiate those powers that you cannot implement. We must start from the beginning. The PNG vision articulates the need for the country to have minimum standards of service for its people. I guess that's what we are all here for. Why are we pursuing for autonomy? Is it to please the governor and the open member? No. It's to deliver services to our people. An alternative system. The first organic law on provincial government in 1976-77 focused on two things. Political development, because we were becoming an independent state, and then establishing a system of government to manage that independent state. It is important to understand that. The first organic law under the Somare regime. Political development and establishment of government institutions for an independent state. Those two things have happened simultaneously. The second organic law focused on service delivery. At the same time, it promoted elected leaders like our two here to the driver's seat, taking control over intervention programs and resourcing for service delivery system. That's what the 1995 organic law stated. So I think it's important for us to understand those bases. Reviews undertaken so far indicate the system has not delivered and changes are needed. Such changes require the realignment of the political system, which we are addressing now, the planning system, the financial system, and the administration system, and the redistribution of manpower resources between and within levels of government. 500 plus we had on Monday. How many of them are in the field and how many of them are in Lorengau? If services is there, where should the public servants be? In Lorengau? In Port Moresby? No, God. Those are questions we have to ask. Changes must take into account the legal and other cross-cutting issues, and it's good. Lawyer Bloom is na bayan mi kan tutulungan baksay. Streamlining of the political administration structure is very important. The enabling environment must be conducive to facilitate delivery of services. Attitudes of politicians and public servants must change to embrace the changes. Today, in many parts of the country, you do not know who is the politician and who is the public servant when you go into the villages. Because tubulangante mulong fighting bros, long high long people. We need to clarify that. If Manus is to go forward, we need to clarify the role of our two elected leaders separate from those of us who are public servants. It is very, very vital that that separation occurs. And relationship across all levels of government must improve to see real change. All chiefs play me, all councillors play me, all women's group play me, all youth play me, all lotu line play me long place, all service providers play me, both in business na public utilities also Elcom last night all no giving you power and all this layer. This relationship is very, very important. So those are some principles of national directives that we might want to take on board in framing what we want to achieve. Just to give you the PNG vision, it has 7 pillars. 7. Plan di lo yumi refer PNG Vision 2050. Both Plumina Bisha, PNG Vision, yeah. But the point is this: you must understand that there are 7 pillars, 7 black posts along this house. The post that we are working on under the autonomy is institutional development and service delivery. That is the pillar from the PNG vision that I've extracted down to fit our discussion here. And it has 3 components: the political reform that is required of our political system in the province, our public sector reform, and then constitutional reforms that enabling legislation that has also to happen at the same time. If those 3 things don't work, then Governor reform blow me by none of work. Outcome belong this lab. Mission. By you me smart, Papa say me alut longan, you me wise, you me fair, you me healthy, and a happy society by 2050. By that year, I will be history. I will be history. But when I'm up there, I wanted to see that my boo-boos will get that. Not me, for them. And that goes to all of us, that what we are planning now is not for us. So we have to think outside the box and look at all boo-boo na all boo-boo blongol. That is what these 2 leaders have told us to help them to charter the way for Manus. Our mission will be to be in the top 50, that's the country, but we must be the #1 province out of the 22 in this land called Papua New Guinea. And we must objectively. Being smart means encouraging and rewarding excellence, innovation, and relevance. Now, corruption. Being wise means that our people, our institutions, and our system will practice and uphold transparency, accountability, and good governance. Being fair means that our people, our institutions, and our system will equitably distribute resources and opportunities. Today, in Papua New Guinea, you vote in me, give you money. You vote in Narvaline, you buy your pen for the next 5 years. This is reality in Papua New Guinea. Manus, if we are talking about autonomy, then there should not be, regardless of these two as our leaders now and whoever becomes tomorrow, if you put Manus first, then you will go to heaven. And if you don't, you will go to hell. If all this being equal, then the vision is that being happy, that means our people in our 131 villages or wards will be healthy, wealthy, and safe. Wealthy because Papa said me talk finish lo yumilong morning. Manus development objectives. I could be wrong here, PA, but from my research into what you have done and our government, our Manus medium-term development strategy outlines the strategic policies, major impact programs, and major priority projects, and provides a comprehension of effective service delivery mechanism, if implemented, and will take Manus into a new phase and height of its development goals. Don't forget that. We need to leave that. We must discuss it during this presentation and during this forum. Manus must strive to achieve a higher standard of living for its people in the villages, not in Loringau. We must strive to achieve a high standard of living in Ponam, where I come from where all of you come from. We want power, we want electricity, we want communication, we wanted to watch rugby league, we want everything that the town offers, we must offer it in the community. If you don't, then you come here. I've got 5 minutes. I'll quickly go through. Then, our major challenge since 25th of August 1979. Why 25th of August 1979? Yumi Bona. The debatable question is, what have we achieved and where are we now? I hope that question is answered. Impediments to development in PNG. As time is rolling, I'm not going to go into that, but there are impediments to development in PNG that while we are talking about the province, let us not forget that we are part of this country called Papua New Guinea. So whatever we may suggest may have implications at the national level and affecting other provinces that we have to calculate and take that into account as well. What can we do? Establish an appropriate government system that meets the aspiration of the people. Examine closely what has worked and what has not worked and make the necessary changes. Develop a system that ensures resources coming to the province is channeled through one sources and not fly in, fly out. Develop an accounting system that improves accountability and transparency. Tete, how many people don't place hey, all of you say stealing money. That is the cry in the villages, if you don't know it, from Loringau. People are man don't place, misa harim this law got time long, dili haplo milong polo. Set clear objectives that can be measured, monitored, and reported on. I think Sam alluded to that yesterday. Undertake not change, not reform, transformation. The word is transformation. If anything I will leave with you today is transformation. Transformation in Norsem. You bring him the house and you start him can. You don't let him stand you walk in band-aid long. You know suana is tablong letma. You carry penetration. No God. If things are not working properly, don't just preserve it, change it. There are 7 government models that we have had in this country. The colonial model, which is they administer by the barrel of a gun. People talk before, all people are him talk because colonial administration good pla. You play no clear, somebody play no born yet. Me play pull long kanu kam long have time. Biguli cry long have you hold him postal send this up. Because kia stop nambis. Na kanu by three because back long pidilu. Na time you like flag come down pidilu you like pull. You stop long rara, that's all you start can long pidilu come nambis. They were administering us through our fathers and our bubus. All your gun, now people blame me for it. Now, oh, me play running good administration and bullshit long. You got all different models stop me no la kolongan. Me go straight long option for conservation. My view is this. I offer to you and for debate, as I said in the beginning. Retain the current three-tier system of government with improvements in the province, or establish a single political and administrative structure for the province and legal option. This is the current. If you retain the current, this is what will happen, and you make band-aid approach long improvement. Tribal level, blah, stuff, or something intact, everything remains the same. But you just improve it. That's one option. This is the option that I'm asking you people to consider. If you look at this option, I've cleared the administration on this side. I've cleared the assembly and on the other side. But linking to the national government, you have one provincial government. The DDA board comes under that. Abolish all the 12 local level government and create authorities. So they work directly with the board and then under the provincial government. So we avoid all these things. One province, one district, and I'm saying one government. Issues for supporting preferred options. It's there, beyond Bali. So what proposed Manus Autonomy that Paul Songo is suggesting, based on the other one, I'm saying that you have the Manus provincial government, the DDA remain there, but our 12 LG, I was president of one. We never passed one legislation in 5 years. Not because we didn't work. We did not have the bloody capacity down there. Sorry, my language. Now, even province, you mean, no, there's like capacity belong, has been blau LG too long. All there's like 31 laws. Stephen E. alluded long and long under long section 44 long organic lawyer. So, can we reorganize? Can we transform? I'm saying that East Coast local authority, West Coast local authority, North Coast local authority, South Coast local authority, Central local authority that you may want up, Lorengau, and I've included Lombrum because we're talking about the future. So we will have 2 urban communities under this proposal. Relationship paramount. Suppose whatever system to play big money, I agree long and Stephen only advised him. That's also was relationship, come up, and the pipeline will be much longer than what we have. Autonomy outcome, Larry Mr. Bolsem, and some thinking. What's the goal? A government system that represents the people of Manus and is the vehicle for change in delivering quality services to the people of Manus, thus improving their quality of life in the 131 words. Implementation, and I agree with Sam. The province should give itself 2 years. You too can rush it for decision making. But if you watch what Sam told us today and what I've said, you can make the political decision to agree that you want autonomy, but you allow space for the Pokawan committee to continue and get all those necessary information in place before you take it to Momodi and you go and sell it out there. But in the meantime, you are selling it too. But at least you do that properly. East New Britain has not done it. New Ireland only declared suspend autonomy. That's what the people of New Ireland told me. Say they will give them suspend na port na ulisla, bucket, mattress na kaba. That's all you go along with so mi place tabi aja. So mi place lang kakapik plun play aja. So This thing is more than the two here. It's more than the PA and the staff here. It's about 131 wards where 70,000 of our people live. Other things are there. I'll go quickly now to an legal presentation, and that's all. Thank you.